Okay, we're good. Jesus. Spawning in the bottom hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Green Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Red Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg player himself. It is YoungYakov. And if you are in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our best of 5 semifinals. Let's go. Let us go. Now, coming into this, we have seen YoungYakov take it to ByuN before. That is true. He has done it in the past. We'll see if he can do it again because he has to bring his A game here to ByuN. Meanwhile, ByuN, he is the #1 seed of the tournament. He's the favorite player here. Typically, we see some of the other top Europeans. I will say we have a bit of a leaner broadcast or a leaner bracket this week. There is no Clem, there's no Max Pax, there's no Hero, there's no Solar. So some of the other big competitors that ByuN usually does contend against aren't quite here, and I would say that it's going to be on everyone else to stop ByuN from claiming the win here this week. We have players like Percival, like YoungYakov, like SOS, like Lemon. They can take maps, they can take series, but they have to be at their best. They got to be at their best here to be able to take it to ByuN. So we'll see if YoungYakov can make a match out of this. Let's go. Let us go. So now we do have a Hatchcast pool. Now we have casted YoungYakov versus ByuN in the past, and because of the apparent difference between the players, we have been seeing a lot of aggression out of YoungYakov. We did see a lot of aggression, a lot of all-ins, a lot of hyper-committed play out of YoungYakov. We'll see if that trend continues. Coming into Tourmaline, I wouldn't be opposed to Roach-based play. Like, Roach-based play and Roach-based all-ins do hit very hard on Tourmaline, so we'll keep an eye on YoungYakov's opener. We'll keep an eye on his gas spending. As Yakov can be a very cheeky player. I mean, hey, you saw him hatch block last game, for example, with the proxy hatchery. True. So ByuN does move out. Again, standard open out of ByuN. There's no 2-Rax Reaper. So just Rax expand into the factory. Reaper gets across, poking away at the Lings. No major damage yet. So far, good control by YoungYakov, but the Lings are getting low, and ByuN can get one. Ooh, he gets one. He gets two. 2 Lings go down. Nice wiggles here by ByuN. Very nice. As he even threatens the Tumor. Doesn't quite get it, though. Tumor does survive. Behind this 3rd CC. So 3rd CC before Starport. A very economic build here by ByuN. Very economic. From here, ByuN getting to a more standard follow-up. Yakov pulls out a gas. So far, everything's looking normal. So far. So ByuN testing the waters. Once again, his goal here is to try to snipe the Tumor. They have Hellions on the way to reinforce. There's no commitment into anything too greater. There's Yadon swap into Cloak Banshee. Assuming we research Cloak, but we'll see. Regardless, Banshees are on the way. And Yakov is going Evo Chamber first. Oh, but that is a hidden Evo Chamber. Okay, you have my attention. So a couple of things here. An early chamber like this, typically, if there was no greater context of it being hidden, in my mind would be greater +1 carapace. +1 carapace to shut down a 2-on-1. We can see there is no 2-on-1, and Yakov, I believe, sees the Hellions as well, so I feel like +1 carapace doesn't really make as much sense here unless he's trying to like blind counter. Yeah, there it is. +1 carapace is on the way. This is ideal against a bio-heavy style, against a 2-on-1 or a 3cc 2-on-1. We can see this is 3cc Banshee, so interesting choice. This could be a little bit cheeky here. There is a build where you can rush into +1 carapace and then rush into +2 carapace and then go for a +2 all-in, like a +2 timing. I know that Miyamika was very fond of that. Miyamika, he would go very Ling heavy, he'd go very Ling Bane heavy, then into Ultras, off of like just pure carapace upgrades. Yeah, almost a 5-minute lair. Well, technically, Mio, he would go just pure Ling Ultra. He would skip Banelings. So I'm curious if this is kind of echoing that sentiment here, whether we plan on skipping banelings and going pure Ling into Ultra Tech. Oh, meanwhile, it's mech. Gee. God damn it. And hopefully we realize this soon, as without roaches it's going to be a tough hold here going pure Ling. Thankfully safety banelings is on the way. This is not the first time we've seen ByuN play mech. He's played it plenty of times in the past, but typically when ByuN played mech, it was in the previous patch with the previous Cyclone, right? In the previous Cyclone meta, everyone was playing mech, including ByuN as well. In the new meta though, this is a rarer sight, and meanwhile the Hellions, they bust on in, they break through the front door. Lings, they try to collapse on forward, but so far nice kiting here by ByuN. Massive Hellion shots going off. Can he get into the mineral line? The Hellions getting low. The Hellions are low, and the YoungYakov defends. Whew. Yeah, clutch hold here by Yakov. He does protect his mineral line, but what is scary here is that, again, fast +1 carapace. We just mentioned this is ideal against bio, not against mech, and also it's Ling Bane. We need a Roach Warren sooner rather than later, otherwise it's going to be a very tough hold. The problem is that YoungYakov, he sees nothing. Where's the Overseer? Again, the lair is done. We need an Overseer Scout soon. Ling's looking for more Hellions. Now he knows. Yeah, now he knows. He sees extra Hellions. This is unorthodox. This many Hellions is not normal. He's going Ling Bane Hydra. He has to. He's committed. He's going Ling Bane Hydra. Ay, ay, ay. Again, any ambitions of going Ling Bane into Ultras, it's out the window. Hellion Cyclone is amassing. The Cyclones, baby, let's go. Getting into double armory, double upgrades, getting 1-1. And it's going to be a shaky mid game here for YoungYakov. Now there are opportunities, of course, if he can surround the army, if he can catch out the Hellions or catch out the Cyclones. As we are continuing in Banshee production, again, this is a Banshee style of battle mech. This did rise in popularity a couple of years ago, like 2023. If you remember TY before he retired, he was playing around with this quite a bit in GSL. It was TY, Ryung, all the Korean Terrans. Like around 2023. The goal of these Banshees are to harass, true, but also to be a supportive unit and ideally snipe infestors when infestors come into play. Especially because it's quite common for the Zerg army to have limited anti-air, because it would be Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Here it's Ling Bane Hydra, so the Hydras at least can hold their own and have a presence against the Banshees and protect any high-tech units. So there's a benefit here to the Hydras, as the Banshees don't have as much free reign. Yakov does push forward. The tank is exposed. Okay, nice pickup. He gets one tank. Let's catch one tank. Lurkers are on the way. I'll be honest, I'm not used to seeing Lurker versus mech, but I mean, we gotta make use of the tech, right? Not entirely convinced by the idea, but we'll see. Convince me, man. Convince me. As ByuN is being a little bit overly aggressive here, he has to be careful. He has to be careful. His tank count is still very low. These are all the tanks he has. Ling Bane rushes forward. Hellions a little bit late to react. 2 tanks go down already. And this is worth it for YoungYakov. This is worth it. At the same time, Banelings, they did roll in. ByuN did react in time. Oh, he wants to... No! Late to pull away. Not bad. 10 SCV kills. Whew. 10 SCVs go down. At the same time, Banshees, they do hit another mineral line, getting 5 drones. Ooh, but Banshees are finally getting picked up. Finally, they're going down. As ByuN, he's switching out of tanks and into more Cyclone production. He does get a 3rd tank. But I'll be honest, with ByuN sticking to a battle mech composition, I do think that YoungYakov has a chance to surround and to lock down the army with Fungals. Fungals have potential. Ducklings are for the counter-attack. Not getting much though. Yeah, they might even kill one Cyclone, not even. Oof. And Cyclone does survive. Overlord's getting caught out. Supply blocking YoungYakov. That's 3 Overlords, and more Overlords getting caught here on the right hand side as well. Jesus. And where are those Fungals? Grazing the army, catching out 3 Hellions and a Cyclone. Let's graze the army. ByuN is still max though. Losing 2 more Cyclones, okay. At the same time, ByuN can get on top of the hatchery. Oh, is that me? No! Yeah, I'm lagging out a little bit here. Let's have a look. Oh. Yeah, I'll leave the game. I'll leave the game. I noticed it earlier, but my OBS is fine. Like my OBS is fine. Like we're good. But my connection to Battle.net is struggling. Weird. So I may have to turn on a VPN. Huh. But yeah, hopefully we're good. Shout out to ByuN again, allowing us to restream here. It looks like a lot's been going on as ByuN, he is switching a little bit out of battle mech and into more tanks and into more liberators. You can see a +1 ship weapons on the way, so he's trying to make that switch into a more lib heavy composition. Yakov did go into his mass lurker style, with said lurkers, he's trying to switch into into ultras actually. Okay, we've got an ultra tech switch. Yakov going for run-bys, going for counterattacks. Lurkers are getting caught out. And Yakov being a little bit ambitious with these lurkers here, just going for non-stop run-bys. He's waddling across. No! Losing another lurker. Yeah, lurkers are getting caught out. These are expensive run-bys here that Yakov's been going for. Expensive, baby. Expensive. And again, he's just trying to buy time for ultras. Kindness plating has begun. We have Vipers on the way as well. Building up into ultras. It's going to be 19 dead SCVs. Oh my god. 19 workers going down. Yakov, he's trying to get in there. Like, he's doing damage. Does threaten that northern base. More liberators are on the way. The scariest thing here for ByuN is his lack of economy. Like, he has 84 SCVs, that is true, but he's burning through his bank because of these rough trades. Ideally ByuN would want to be building up a bank at this point and building up to a more efficient composition. And finally, we can see he's done with battle mech. You can see in the production tab 4 tanks being made, a liberator as well. But is it too late? Army does push forward, catching up more tanks. YoungYakov, he has the high ground. He has control of the high ground. Keep going, Pappy. I'm not quite able to. We got 6 ultras on the way. There's no +3 carapace. It looks like that's kind of slipped YoungYakov's mind. As liberation has arrived. Yeah, just in time to defend. Liberators are holding. I believe Yakov has a Spire. Yeah, he has +1 fire attack on the way, but no Corruptors yet. Ideally, should be working towards like Ultra, Infestor, Corruptor, and then eventually Broodlord. That should be like the trajectory of his tech. Once ByuN does find an expansion. Not quite able to. Ultras are revealed. ByuN now knows. Oh, as yeah, gonna lose 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 ultras gonna go down. Aye, pushing into 5 tanks. No. Ultras are expensive. We can't afford to throw 5 away like that. Oof. And yeah, YoungYakov he now does realize +3 carapace. +3 carapace has begun, so we're lacking that upgrade. There was no +3. Oh, tanks do stack. Okay, very nice lightning cloud. Catching out all the tanks. Ultras moving in, getting 3, 4 free tanks. I think 5 actually. So very nice trade here for YoungYakov. But he will lose the lurkers, he will lose the ultras, and Yakov, he is also running out of money here. Both players are. We're getting messy. We're getting messy. As you can see, ByuN is switching back into Cyclones. It looks like he will snipe at top left and center right. GG gets called as YoungYakov gets torn apart, and ByuN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played with that. ByuN, he does take a lead in the series, does take the first game, and oh my god. Does take the first game, and again, a shout out to ByuN for letting us screen share a little bit there. Hopefully we are able to stay connected to the Battle.net servers. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, my fingers crossed. But GG. GG, well played. As now getting into game number 2. This time we'll be in game though. This time we'll be in game. And again, crazy to see ByuN embrace mech. Again, not the first time we've seen ByuN playing mech, but in the past it was usually with the previous Cyclone, right? In the previous patch, with the more buffed and the more effective Cyclone. Here in the current meta, we still do see mech against Protoss and against Zerg, but it's a little bit more niche. It's every now and then from like Clem, from Yumiho, from Maru. Like they kind of mix it into their matches and into a series. So interesting to see ByuN experimenting here. And might be an indication of things to come. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg himself. It is YoungYakov. Oh, going for an early gas. So early gas, early pull. YoungYakov is going for a rush. With this, you can go into early Link Speed into a Bane Bust, or you can go for an early Roach Warren. Which one is it going to be? Do we go with Link Bane or do we go Roaches, as we are going for an extractor trick? Just setting up. But again, hyper aggression out of Yakov. I mean, after being locked into a long game 1, like, we're done. He's like, mech again? No, never again. Never again. So 100 SCVs from ByuN at one point in this game. Kind of bonkers, TvZ. I mean, we've seen that kind of style before, but again, it's interesting to see that ByuN is like dipping his toes a little bit more into it this patch. Might just be having fun. We'll see. It's one of those things where a game like that is now kind of like in the back of my mind, and like moving forward in the coming weeks, like it's something that we'll see if ByuN does emulate again. I hope not. But we'll see. Meanwhile, we pull out of gas. So we pull out of gas, so no Bane Bust. No Bane Bust, no Roach Warren. Is going to be Link Speed here from YoungYakov. He does flood across the map. Flooding across. And currently ByuN, he skips the SCV Scout. Okay, no SCV Scout. ByuN is being greedy. Yeah, greed out of ByuN. Reaper does move out. The Overlord did confirm the Reaper, so the YoungYakov does avoid the Reaper Scout. Yakov is supply blocked. Ooh. Yeah, rough supply block here, but again, Yakov is going to be striking that natural, ideally forcing a cancel, and might even slip into the main. Yeah, he's going for it. Yeah, ignores the natural, goes straight for the main base. Ooh, Debo is lifted in time. There's a cancel. So quick, such a quick reaction out of ByuN. Cancels the expansion, sets up on the high ground, and so far, clean defense out of ByuN, even not losing the SCV. Yeah, doesn't even lose it. Walls up in time, Link Speed is done. And with that, ByuN holds. ByuN holds, he races back home with the Reaper as well, so very nice defense, very clean reaction out of ByuN. And Yakov is in a rough position. Again, remember, Yakov, he delayed his natural. He delayed drone production, he invested into link speed, he invested into all these lings, and he's not achieving anything with it. I mean, I say that, he did force a cancel, true, did force a cancellation, but again, because it was such a quick reaction, ByuN is already working and building up his natural, like, he's still in a decent position. Ooh, as ByuN is going for his 1-1-1 follow-up. Not a third CC, so an aggressive follow-up here out of ByuN. From here, he can commit a little bit harder into Reaper Hellion, sorry, into Hellion Banshee. But much more aggressive. Once he has his second Hellion, he can break out. He can bully back those lings. And ByuN claims his natural. Meanwhile, from the side of YoungYakov, he had a late natural and also a late third. The third hasn't even been thrown down yet. Oh, God. So again, this is a very messy game from both players. Once again, early Evo Chamber. Now, if you remember, we spoke about something in Game 1. When we saw the early Chamber and the early +1 carapace, in my mind, it looked like Ling Bane into Ultra. But because we had ByuN going to Mech, Yakov had to kind of switch gears and adjust, and instead commit into Ling Bane Hydra. Here, I do feel like, once again, we're setting up for fast Hive and for fast Ultras, but we'll see if that's the case. We'll see how YoungYakov makes use of this if he's up against ByuN and not Mech. Meanwhile, the drop moves out, catching out on Overlord already, supply blocking YoungYakov. Behind this, ByuN going for his own Liberator follow-up. Oh, and does switch out of Hellions. Okay. So we do have a bio follow-up here by ByuN. Getting to stim. Drop gets eyes on the late third. You have an earlier lair as a result, which ByuN should get eyes on. Now it's deflected. There's +1 carapace. Second Evo Chamber's on the way. This could just be like a blind reaction and a blind style just to make sure he's okay against like a 3cc 2-on-1. I suppose. We'll see. We'll see what he does with the Hive. Sorry, with the lair, I meant to say. And he's still going Ling Bane Hydra. Okay. Oh, +1 range. Not melee. Okay. We're shifting gears here. Last game did go into melee blindly. This time going into range. This tells us that we're going for a stronger Hydra timing. This is a style that Shin, Solar, the other Korean Zoro players have been embracing as of late. Do you notice something? No Baneley Nest. Intentionally so. So late Baneley Nest, very early Hydra Den and Hydra upgrades. This typically leads into a Hydra timing attack. Like into a borderline all-in. Like it's very, very committed. And again, Shin and Solar specifically have been very fond of this. Solar actually beat ByuN with this style. Not too long ago. Like in a full series, I mean. I think Solar did this every game. Liberator into the natural. Liberator gets a full scout. Oh, doesn't get a full scout actually. Never mind. Doesn't quite have vision. Gonna be forced back. ByuN is applying pressure. Alright, so discussing this style a little bit here. When it comes to the Terran player, ByuN hasn't scouted. He hasn't seen. He just saw Hydra. Okay, he just saw Hydra. That should be a tell. And ideally, you want to be switching into a tank-heavy style, not Widowmine. Widowmine is ideal against Ling Bane, but against more Hydra-heavy compositions, that is where tanks are superior. So going ByuN, it can be difficult to keep up with this. As you can see, YoungYakov is cutting workers at 62. Looking to drone up to 66 at least. Ooh, more Hydras get caught out. Ay. Yeah, 2 Hydras caught out in the open. ByuN is pushing. ByuN is committing. We have +1 vehicle plating on the way. What? Okay. Sure. And can ByuN break through? Can he get on top of those Hydras? As we mentioned, remember, there's no banelings intentionally. Like, there are no banelings with this. It's pure Ling Hydra. Yakov goes for the infestation bit. Ooh, he's teching up. This should be for lurker tech. Should be. Ling Hydra trying to catch out the army. Nice out of stepping out of ByuN. We have our safety infestors. I mean, I say safety infestors, they're honestly quite necessary just because there are no banelings. It's going to be the splash damage here for YoungYakov. And there's the hive. ByuN going for a split push. He's distracting on the left. There's our lurker den that we did mention. So Yakov, his win condition here, survive until lurkers. Can he get there? Can he get to the lunkers? Oh, seems on in, breaks with Lings until the Hydras. Likewise, Liberator popping off here in the middle line, getting 11 drones. Nice fungal. Yeah, fungals do connect. Oh god, they were a little bit too consecutive. As Yakov is barely holding on here, still does cost him 11 drones. Did I say 11? Oh, there's no vision. ByuN has no vision. This is where the value scans. Oh, he does. He's listening to the stream. Does scan, gets a drone, gets 2. Does he get 3? Nah, just 2. Okay, third drone falls. ByuN's main army's moving in. Let's move in. Once again, Hydra on their own. There's one lurker to defend though. There's 2. 2 lunkers. Is that enough? Even with the VPN, I'm struggling to hold on to BattleNet. What the hell? I just saw that stuttering. Good, ByuN does turn forward. Breaks through the Lings. That's a lot of Hydras he has to work through. It's a lot of Hydras. At the same time, just pulling YoungYakov apart, taking down the Eva chambers. Gets 1, now going for the other. Delaying 3-3. Big delay here as he should get the second chamber. At the same time, ByuN does rush forward. Lurker's out of position, and he's going for the expansion. Does he get it? He does. Third base goes down. Takes on the third. ByuN pulls away. And Yakov, it's all or nothing. How many lurkers does he have? 6. 6 lurkers. Catching empty medevacs. Oof. As he runs into the main army. And we spoke about this earlier. Against this more Hydra lurker heavy style, you do want tanks, and tanks are on the way. ByuN is making 2 tanks at a time. Building up his tank count. Building up a superior composition. There is a Viper. You have a couple of Lightning Clouds. Oh, it covers 1 tank. Only 1 tank. There's no break in this position. We have plenty of Marauders. Plenty of Marauders. And Yakov is being torn apart. He's trying to find a way in. There is an opening, true. There's an opening here. Same time another hatchery goes down. Yakov does rotate. Getting within range of the planetary. But ByuN is coming in for the surround. Yeah, he flanks the lurkers. 1, 2, 3 lurkers go down. There are no lurkers left. No. Yeah, no lurkers with the main army, and Yakov, what you see is what you get. That's all he has left. He has no economy. He's broke. He has no 4th base. No. Oh my god. There is no 4th expansion. Oof. Yeah, the retargeting. GG gets called, then ByuN, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN takes a 2-0 lead here again. YoungYakov, interesting style going into this Hydra heavy style, but typically when you go into +1 range, if you go into all those Hydras, you usually want to be the aggressor. You want to be out on the map, you want to be pushing into the third base. Unfortunately, because of all the drop play, Yakov was stuck at home. He was stuck at home. He couldn't actually aggressively make use of those Hydras, and in the end he was torn apart. GG, well played. With that, ByuN takes a 2-0 lead, and ByuN needs one more game, one más, to claim the series. One más. Meanwhile, it looks like the lower semifinals, even though they began a little bit later, they are well underway. Oh my god. So it looks like things might line up in such a way that we might cover the finals. This might just lead directly into the finals. Oh boy. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, down in the series, but now is the time. He has to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. He's up against the wall. It is YoungYakov. Whew. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into game 3 here. And we have seen something quite different, both in game 1 and game 2. Game 1 we had Mech, of course. Game 2 we had ByuN going, or sorry, game 2 we had Yakov trying to go into Mass Hydra. But now we're loading into a much smaller map. And also, sorry, it all began with YoungYakov going for the early pool. He went gas pool into a late expansion, into a late third base. And Yakov did fall behind early due to him failing to get much damage done across the map. So it was a shaky early game that led into a shaky mid game. We'll see where our players take us this time. Here we go. So we are amassing. From here, everything's looking normal, everything's looking standard. Every game so far, we have seen Yakov go for the early Evo chamber, the early chamber into the early +1 carapace. I would imagine that trend will continue here. If ByuN has been noticing the early chambers time and time again, he should not be going for a 2-1-1. We should be going for something more standard, more robust. As ByuN does move out. It does dip out across the map. Yakov claiming his third. His third base is on time here in game 3, as opposed to last game. Do appreciate it. He's getting his third. And ByuN is going for his factory follow-up, so there's no second racks. There's no 2-1-1. Oh, a bit of a slip up here. That should not have happened. Yeah, Yakov with the reaction with the emoji. ByuN with the 1-1-1 with the ... And again, that shouldn't have happened. First Reaper goes down. A nice little win here. Nice start for YoungYakov. Now, he could be cheeky here. He doesn't pull back in, but because he killed the first Reaper, if he really wanted to, he could hide some tech, throw down a Roach Horn, pull into gas, and then go for an all-in. But he's just droning. Just droning, saturating. But yes, losing the Reaper that early on is worthy of a reaction emoji. Like, it's... If you want it to be ByuN, that's worthy of a question mark, which we do see amongst the Koreans. Like, because the Koreans are closer, like, if this was Solar, for example, he'd be spamming question marks, and he'd be laughing at ByuN. If this was Solar. Ay. It's happened before. Ah, no. As ByuN does move out. Does slip into the natural. Well, it goes on Lings. Yo, this is getting a bit out of hand already. This should not be getting damage done. Yeah, 8 drones going down. Where are the defensive Lings here? Yakov, he droned up too hard. He droned up too much. In the end, far too greedy here. 11 drones go down, and the Hellion even gets away. This should not have happened. How many Lings were there? Only 4. Only 4 defensive Zerglings. Insane greed here. Yakov. And he gets bullied for it. He gets bullied for it. ByuN, he gets more. 13 drone kills, 1 more volley, 14 drones. 14 drones go down. That is critical damage early on. Ay, ay, ay. You may be looking at this and being like, oh, but yeah. Okay. Oh, gosh. Yes, the Banshee pops off. The Banshee pops off. Spore is delayed. 5 more drones. Getting up to 6. Hellions get into the mineral lines, and this is game-ending damage. Like, this is critical damage here. Right, what was I saying? Getting into this, you might be looking at the supplies and be like, oh, but YoungYakov, his drone cannon's looking still quite healthy. That is not true. The Zerg players should be ahead in workers, they should be up in workers, and on top of that, because we have to replenish all these drones, that means the tech is late. We're 5:30 minutes into this game. Where's the lair? Where is the lair? Where are the Evo chambers? Where are the upgrades? All that. Oh god, this is almost a 6-minute lair timing. Insanely late lair, late upgrades, all because we've been replacing all those drones. So it's not immediately clear. Like, the soup does lie. The soup is lying to you. Tech-wise, far behind because of all the redroning. Yakov is setting up for a Bane Bust. There is a wall, but behind this is, oh, the tank is still on the way. ByuN does evacuate. Does he get out in time? Does he pull away? The boys! Oh my god, big connections. Yeah, massive 14 SCVs go down. ByuN, he's stacked towards the end. He's stacked. Okay, we got a game. We have a game. We have a back and forth. If the SCVs didn't stack towards the end, that would have been a cleaner defense, of course. That would have been brutal. But we now have a back and forth. Now, ByuN does make 3 SCVs at a time and does have mules. That is true. And he still has that 1-1 timing. So the scary thing here is that when it comes out of assault, it was a lot of damage. It killed a lot of workers. The main army, for the most part, was untouched, which means this 1-1 timing attack and this medvac move out is still available for ByuN. It's still there. It's still available. And that's what I'm concerned about. As Yakov is still redroning, still resaturating. Medevacs have arrived, and ByuN should start to be active. He should start to be active on the map. Yeah, here comes the move out. What do we have to defend? We have, so far, 8 Banelings, 0-0 upgrades, so there's going to be that upgrade advantage for ByuN. As we mentioned, because of the early game, the upgrades are heavily delayed. Baneling speed will be done in time, though. True, true. There is going to be Baneling speed. So far, Yakov's out of position. He will have some time to respond, though. Army gets spotted. Yakov does rally. Does rally over. It comes down to ByuN's control. How well does he split? And now going for the pre-split. Ling Bane does roll in. Collapsing the Marines, and Yakov should have enough. Down to 2 Banelings. They get targeted down. Yeah, Marines, they hold their own. They stand their ground. They shut down the Lings. Remember, they have that upgrade lead. And that was a better trade here for ByuN. Can he get a queen? Oh, he does. Oh, 1 queen goes down. He gets 2. He gets 3. Oh my god, the clock pick up. Jesus, that was close. That was so close. But does catch the queens. Pulls away. ByuN is now ahead economically. He's got 66 workers plus mules. Yakov, he has to saturate his bases. As he's still trying to get into his own 1-1. Okay, infestors will help. True. So we have 3 infestors on the way that will help. their way to make up for an otherwise smaller army. Oh. ByuN being cheeky. Trying to bait at those banelings. It does attempt to. And once again, nice target firing. How many banelings left over? 7. Only 7 banelings. Again, we are heavily reliant on these fungals. Once again, ByuN pushing forward. Infestors are coming in. Lands one fungal. Jesus. There's 2 fungals left. And we're still holding on to them. At the same time, Double Jump gets into the middle line. GG gets caught. YoungYakov gets torn apart, and ByuN will claim the series 3-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations. ByuN will claim the series. Again, we had a chaotic series is what I will say. Not the most standard of games, especially from YoungYakov, going for his own quirky builds, his own quirky styles, but I did appreciate the matches nonetheless. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here as ByuN does claim the series, and we are going to be following ByuN into the grand finals. Does he have an opponent ready and waiting? Let's find out. Exclamation mark B in the chat. Exclamation mark B to have a look at the back yourselves. Ooh, we do have the grand finals. It's going to be a rematch here. It is going to be Percival. Percival takes down SOS 3-1 to advance on to those grand finals. It's going to be a TvT between ByuN and Percival. Let's go.